Dear viewers, welcome to today's English lesson, which is for the 10th grade students. It tackles the Unit 10 in the student's book, which is entitled Nature. My name is Jacob Warkez. I hope you have fruitful time. The title is Nature. Let's go to the student's book, page number 80. We have the preview questions. Question number 1. What are mammals? As the name suggests, mammal, the word mammal, is similar to the word mama somehow. And if you look it up in any dictionary, it tells you that a mammal is any animal that gives birth to live young, not eggs, and feeds its young on milk. For example, cows, humans, and whales are all mammals. Of course, there are hundreds of other mammals. Question number 2. What reptiles are common in your area? In Syria, we have many reptiles, including snakes, frogs, crocodiles. We don't have crocodiles. We do have scorpions. Number 3. Classify the following creatures according to the table below. We have a horse, an eagle, a snake, a fly, a scorpion, a dove, a whale, a mosquito, a cat, an ant, a parrot, and a turtle. We have a table, and this table is divided into 4 parts: mammals, birds, reptiles, and insects. You need to decide and put the right animal in the right column. Do you think they are mammals, or they are birds, or they are reptiles or insects? You can pause the video anytime you want if you need more time to think. Here we have the answers. Moving to exercise number A. Look at the photos. Guess what these animals eat? This is a canary bird. These are ants. This is a chameleon. These are horses. Now, what do you think birds eat? Yes, they eat seeds mostly, but they also consume and they eat insects. What do you think ants eat? Ants usually eat any food available for them. What about chameleons? They mostly consume insects. And the horses, yes, they eat mostly grass. They depend on grass as their main diet. Now let's move to the reading passage. Student's book, page number 81. The title reads Animals. Let's read the text about different kinds of animals and check your answers to question A. Both plants and animals need a constant supply of energy in order for their bodily function to work well. However, the difference between them is that plants are able to produce their own food through photosynthesis, whereas animals get that constant supply by eating certain types of food in order to survive. Herbivores, to start with, are those animals that depend mainly on plants as food. They consume leaves, grains, and seeds. Sometimes they also consume the stems of plants to get water, especially in very hot climates. Herbivores like rabbits, elephants, and giraffes have flat canines and short incisors to help them grind plant leaves, seeds, and grains. Carnivores refer to animals that consume only the meat or flesh of other animals. Most carnivores live in groups. Carnivores have sharp incisors and canines, which help them to tear their prey's flesh. Carnivores include many common animals like lions, wolves, foxes, cats, and many others. Omnivores include animals like bears and rats. They eat both plants and meat. There are many species of omnivores, including a tiny fly that feeds on rotten fruit and animal carcasses, as well as a giant bear that eats fish and berries. In general, omnivores have a variety of teeth that help them to grind the food. Herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores are classified according to the type of food they depend on to survive. These three kinds of animals may be mammals, birds, reptiles, or even insects. Now, let's read the text again. Look at the words in green and match them to the pictures. We have words in green, as you can see, herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. And there are pictures of 4 animals. You need to guess which one of these animals is a herbivore, or a carnivore, or an omnivore. The first picture is a picture of a bear. As you might know, that bears eat fruits and animals or meat, so they are omnivores. Snakes are carnivores. Tortoises, this is a tortoise. Tortoises eat plants, so they are called herbivores. And finally, we have a tiger, and tigers are carnivores. Exercise number D. Match the words in red in the text with their meanings. We have words in the text, as you can see: photosynthesis, constant, consume, grind, canines, and insects. These are the words in red. Let's read the meanings and match them. Small creatures, number 1. Small creatures that have 6 legs and a pair of wings. Oh my God. 6 legs and a pair of wings? Ta-da! These are insects. Number 2. Occurring continuously over a period of time. Continuously means going on and on, non-stop. So this is constant. Number 3. To eat or drink something. So this is a verb. Eat or drink means consume. Number 4. A pointed tooth in a mammal, often greatly enlarged in carnivores. It's a tooth. We talked about teeth. It's a canine. Canine. Number 5. Any process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy. Yes, it's photosynthesis. Number 6. To reduce to smaller pieces by crushing. It's grinding. It's grind. The verb is grind. Exercise E. Answer the following questions about the text below. What is the main difference between plants and animals? In paragraph 1, the difference between them is that plants are able to produce their own food through photosynthesis. As you might know, that animals are totally dependent on other creatures for them to survive, but plants are independent, so they can make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Number 2. What do herbivores consume? The word herbivore is similar to the word herbs, which means plants. So herbivores consume plants, right? Including the leaves, the grains, and the seeds. Number 3. Name 3 herbivores. There are thousands of herbivores. You can list the ones you like. Rabbits, elephants, and giraffes, for example. Number 4. What do carnivores use to tear the prey's flesh? Tear means cut. Flesh means the meat of the living creature. They use a knife? No, of course not. They use their teeth. Their sharp teeth, incisors and canines. Number 5. Do you think that the mouse is a carnivore or a herbivore, and why? A carnivore is an animal that eats meat, and a herbivore is an animal that eats plants. But mice eat both. right? They eat anything they can find. So they are omnivores rather than a carnivore or a herbivore. Let's move on to the pronunciation part. The sounds ia and ea, they are called diphthongs. We have two lists. Ia, like here, career, here. On the other hand, we have hair, where, and rare. Let's listen and check, and practice saying them as well.
Here, career, here. Hair, where, rare.
Exercise number B. Circle the word that contains each diphthong. Ia. Let's see the options. Cheat, near, eat. Number 2. Ea, meat, feet, air. I think you got it. Number 1. Ia is similar to near. Number 2. Ea is similar to air, right? Let's move on. Exercise number C. It's a guessing game. Guess the names of the animals in the picture. Which of these animals contain the diphthongs ia and ea? Look at the picture. They are shadows of animals. The one on the left is a bear. In the middle we have a fox or a wolf maybe. And the ones on the right, they are deers or reindeers. So we have a deer and a bear. Deer, bear. Moving on to the grammar, the passive voice. Exercise number A on page number 83. Give the past participle of these verbs. We have a list, and this list is divided into two parts, regular verbs and irregular verbs. On the regular verbs, we have watch. And you know that in regular verbs, we simply add ed to the end of the verb to make it in the past, or in the past participle as well. For example, watch, we just simply add ed, watched. Wash, washed. Discover, discovered. Help, helped. Hunt, hunted. On the other hand, we have irregular verbs, like the verb find, found, keep, kept, give, given, take, taken, write, written. Number B. Look at the following sentences and underline the verb be. Remember, be is a very important part in the passive voice formation. Number 1. Animals are usually found anywhere in the world. I think you know the answer. Where's be? Yes, animals is a plural noun, so we need be in the plural. It's are. Number 2. Nowadays, some kinds of animals are being kept at homes as pets. The verb here, the verb be is are being. Present continuous, ing. Number 3. For many years, elephants have been hunted for their tusks. The verb be is have been. Number 4. In the past, herbivores were kept inside homes and caves. In the past. So the verb be is were. Number 5. While they were being kept as pets, dogs were also useful for hunting. The verb be is were being. Were being, past continuous. Number 6. Milk had been taken from the sheep before it was killed for meat. Had been taken, had been, and was killed, was. Number 7. New kinds of animals will be discovered in the future. Will be. If you notice that every sentence has the verb be but in different form, depending on the tense of these sentences. Maybe in the present, maybe in the continuous, maybe in the past, maybe in the present perfect or the past perfect, or the future, as you can see in sentence 7. So keep in mind that verb to be is an important part in the passive sentence. So in every passive sentence, there must be the verb be and the past participle. But the verb be itself has many conjugations. In the present, it's am, is, are. Am, you know the subjects related to am, right? Like I am. Is for he, she, it. And are for you, we, they. In the past, we have was and were. In the past participle, for perfect tenses, we use been. And finally, for the continuous tenses, we use being. Keep that in mind. This list is very important in the passive. Now, how to form the passive voice in any sentence? So keep in mind, we add be, and its conjugations. For example, someone cleans the streets every day. Someone is the subject. I don't know who, someone. Cleans is the verb. The streets is the object of the sentence. So we change the location. We bring the streets to the beginning of the sentence. So it becomes the streets in the beginning. Then we add a suitable be, which is here in this case are, because streets is a plural noun and the original sentence is in the present. So present, plural. So we choose the verb are. Then we add the verb in the past participle of the verb clean. It becomes cleaned. So the sentence goes, the streets are cleaned every day. Keep in mind that cleaned ed here is not a past tense, it's a past participle tense of the verb clean. The be itself should be consistent and similar in tense with the original verb of the active sentence. Another example, Columbus discovered America in 1492. Columbus is the subject, discovered is a verb in the past, this is important, and America is the object. We bring America to the beginning, we add be in the past, which is was, and discovered in the past participle. By, and we add the agent of the passive. So it becomes America was discovered by Columbus in 1492. Then what is the passive voice? What is the purpose of this passive voice? The passive voice is used when the focus is on the action, not on the actor. We don't focus on who did the action, we focus on what happened. So, to wrap everything up, let's take this as a final example. My grandfather built a house. My grandfather is the subject. Built is a verb in the past. A house is a singular noun. We bring a house, which is the object in the active sentence, to the subject position. Then we add was, because it's a singular noun, house, and past tense, so was built past participle, then by my grandfather, and this is it. This is the passive voice. Let's do some final assessment exercises. Page number 83 in the student's book, we have exercise C. Fill in the gaps using is, was, are being, were being, have been, had been, will be. Did you notice that all these are forms of be, right? In different tenses. Number 1, grass is eaten by herbivores. Now, this is present. Why present? Because this is a fact. So we use is eaten. Eaten is past participle. So the main form of the passive is BPP. Number two, in the future, animals and plants will be studied more closely. Now take your time and pay attention that in the future is future. It's already there. So it's telling you that use the future tense. Number three, the sheep are being fed by the farmer at the moment. At the moment, present continuous, are being fed. Number four, the house cleaned before the family went out. The house, this is a past tense, look, went out. And we have before, so that means an action that happened before. So we use past perfect, had been. The house had been cleaned before the family went out. Number five, in recent years, many protected areas have been established for animals. Have been present perfect because we have a clue in recent years. Number six, a little boy bitten by a dog yesterday. Yesterday is a clue, is an adverb for past tense. So a little boy was bitten. While the flowers were being watered, a car ran into a nearby tree. Because this is in the past continuous, uninterrupted action in the past. While the flowers were being watered, a car ran into a nearby car. The last exercise, number D, change the following sentences into passive voice. For example, monkeys eat mangoes. Monkeys is the subject, eat is the verb, mangoes is the object. We bring mangoes, the object, to the beginning of the sentence. Mangoes are eaten by monkeys. Now, the question, why are? Because mangoes is a plural noun and the sentence is in present. So, are eaten by monkeys. To the first sentence, my sister is washing the dishes. Look at the verb, is washing, present continuous. We keep the tense as it is. So the dishes are being washed. Why are? Because the dishes is a plural noun. So the dishes are being washed. We added being. I have used my computer for 3 years. The original verb is have used, which is present perfect. So we keep it. My computer is a singular noun, so we can't use have with it. We have to change the auxiliary verb. So, my computer has been used for 3 years. Number 3. The cat broke 2 glasses last week. 2 glasses is a plural noun. So we need a be that suits this plural noun in the past. The 2 glasses were broken last week. Number 4. While I was doing the homework, the phone rang. This is past continuous. The homework, this is the object, so we bring it to the beginning. So it becomes, while my homework was being done, the phone rang. Number 5. They had eaten pizza before I came. The pizza had been eaten before I came, past perfect. The last sentence, they will open a new zoo next month. A new zoo will be opened next month. And this is the end of our lesson. Thank you for your attention.